This is Heavy Conversation with Bruce and Jody, a podcast where we talk about being a big guy in today's world. I'm Bruce. And I'm Jody. Here we go.
All right, we go.
Jody.
Hey, Bruce.
Good to see you across the realm of video here.
Yes, across the interwebs, the internet.
Yes. How are you doing? How's everything going?
We're still here. We're still, trying to take it day by day. I woke up and I didn't know what day it was, or I was like, what do I have going on today? I felt like kind of in a panic when I woke up. I was like, what's going on today? What is it?
It is really hard to keep track of the days. They do feel like they all run together. Totally.
Yeah. It was a little weird this morning, but I'm here. I'm good. Had my coffee, did a few things. I'm ready to go.
Very nice. Well, as you can see, if you're watching this on video, you can see that I've taken to wearing hats inside now. So it's come to that. So here we are.
Yeah.
It has been interesting. The last few days have been kind of tough, and I work from home, so I didn't think it would hit me, but the last couple of days have just kind of been like, ready to get out, but obviously I'm not going to, but I'm feeling it. So
yeah, I think it might be time to get a dog so you have a reason to go outside or something.
True.
Yeah,
I've got kids. We do go for walks, but I probably need to do a little more of that, and it needs to stop raining in Portland because I want to go outside. I want to sit on my deck in the back, which I can, but it's cold and rainy.
Yeah.
So this week,
yes. What are we going to talk about this week, Bruce?
So this week, the big thing that I know I've been seeing in social media and people have been bringing up over and over is there are people who are talking about how they are worried about gaining weight while they are self-quarantined.
Yeah, the quarantine 15, is that what it is?
The quarantine 15. And it feels like this is a good opportunity for us to talk about how that totally doesn't matter and you shouldn't be concerned with gaining or losing weight at this point.
Yeah, I think that's with like a higher level thing. That's maybe not something we need to super worry about. Just staying healthy, staying connected with friends and family via phone, video chats, whatever. I think those are kind of the more important things, making sure you got what you need in the house and, putting that added pressure on yourself, I don't think is something that's going to be beneficial for you, worrying about, I'm going to gain weight or whatever. I think that's not something that we need to worry about at this time.
I would agree. I think that it kind of feels like a privileged way of looking at it to be like, I'm going to gain weight because I'm sitting around and eating all the time. When there are absolutely people out there who are struggling, who are, they don't have the resources, the food, the money that, I don't know. It's just like it feels like one of the last things you should be concerned with at this point. Mm-hmm. And I mean, I'm not advocating for or against exercising. I think you should definitely be active, get out if you feel that you need to. And like I was saying at the beginning of this, I definitely need to be getting out and moving more often, but I'm not doing it because I feel like I have to hit a certain number on the scale. I'm doing it because for my mental well-being,
mental health. Yeah. We actually, we got, I don't know, it's just some like switch boxing thing. So you just use the controllers and learning how to jab and do all that. It's like I do it for like 30 minutes every other day right now. I've noticed a difference already in just how I feel just doing something to be active. I'm used to being on my feet working, 10, 11 hours a day. And now I'm sitting around for about 10, 11 hours a day. And then, so it definitely has helped, but it's not something that I'm doing to lose weight. It's just for my mental well-being and feeling better about, being in the house all day long. So it's something to do, something fun. That's something I've been doing.
Yeah. I noticed that with me, if I'm not doing something, my body starts to like crave that, wants me to get up and go ride my bike or something like that. And so I've been trying to be more aware of that, especially as it's like, you can't just go out and hit the park, or, just getting out and moving around and going places is a big piece of that. And I mean, we're social animals, so being around other people is also a big thing, and we don't have any of that at this point.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a lot to deal with at this point.
Yeah, I mean, it may or may not happen that you gain weight during the quarantine, and there might be other health things that we need to be just paying attention to, but I don't think. And there has been a lot of online jokes about I'm going to gain all this weight, or I'm going to be fat, or whatever. Like, I don't really like all that kind of stuff, but I don't think we need to be super worried about if it happens, it happens. We'll get back on whatever sort of regimen or whatever schedule of doing whatever kind of physical activities you've been doing. But I just want to make sure that people are more worried about their, keep staying safe, staying healthy, doing what you need to do to keep your mental health there where it needs to be.
Right.
You're going to gain 15 pounds or whatever it is. I don't think is the worry that we need to be putting more pressure on yourself and worrying about that. Like, there's enough going on. Just let it be okay to gain weight if you do.
So yes, totally agree. And I think there is something that really put this in my head and kind of put it into perspective is this is on Twitter, Neil M. Webb tweeted this a few days ago. You are not working from home. You are at your home during a crisis trying to work. He says, I've heard this twice today. It's an important distinction worth emphasizing. It's a super good point. You are at home during a crisis. So thinking about being worried about gaining weight or losing weight during this is not something you should be concerned with. And I don't think you should be thinking about it anytime. I think activity for activity's sake, for the love of it, is important, but not worrying about the pounds or worrying about gaining weight or how your body's going to change. And however long we are sequestered,
Yeah, exactly. And also about people are working at their homes. For some people are working from home, doing whatever jobs they can do. But I also don't think we need to be, worrying about being super productive all the time. Like we were talking a little bit about, doing homeschooling stuff, and some people are very like, we need to do however many hours of structured learning time or whatever. I think you need to first everyone deals with crisis and emergencies a little differently. And I think we need to just give ourselves time to adjust to this new world that we're living in right now. And we go at our own pace. We'll get into some sort of routine at our own pace. And you don't have to be, plowing through a bunch of books or getting a bunch of work done. Like, maybe you do, maybe you don't. Like this week, I have not been very productive at all. And that's okay. Like I'm seeing myself like, okay, there are some things I need to get done, but also I don't need to get them done right now, So
I think, I would say you don't have to be productive during the apocalypse. Yeah. That's basically where we're at is you can see all of these people and this is kind of, a few episodes ago, and really we've been talking about the things that we're doing while we're at home, trying to learn new things and just do things that we don't necessarily otherwise have time for. And that's great if that's what you want to do, but you don't have to do that.
Yeah.
If this whole situation is scary and it's a lot to take in, and it's okay for you to not do anything. If you need to just hang at home and watch TV, do things that make you feel better, focus on self-care. If that is your kind of self-care, do that. You don't have to learn a new language. You don't have to learn to play guitar. You don't have to do all these other things in this situation, because this situation is unprecedented for all of us. So that's important to keep in mind, that it's okay to process this and deal with it in any way that you feel like you need to.
Yeah, I would totally agree with that. I think like we talked about a couple episodes ago, all the things we wanted to do. I haven't painted anymore. I haven't done any sort of really productive, things. But, well, I guess I am doing the little boxing thing every couple days, but working on any kind of project, I haven't really done any projects or anything like that. So I'm just kind of taking it day by day and doing what I can and what I want to do and trying to go from there.
That's what you've got to do.
Yeah.
What else we have to do? Drink our beer.
Oh yeah.
Yes. So I have very, very shiny here. Let's see if I can. Okay. This is from our friends at Von Ebert Brewing here in Portland, Oregon. It's called Volatile Substance. And yes, that's backwards in the camera. So I'm guessing it's going to, trying to read it backwards might be difficult. But it is a Northwest IPA, 6.9%. And I am very excited to have a drink of this beer because this just feels like one of those days where I could use a beer.
Von Ebert Volatile something.
Yep. Volatile Substance. Woo! Man alive. That.
Is that a good thing?
Oh, it is. It is. That's intense.
I'm trying to look it up on Untapped here.
Yep.
Oh, there we go. Volatile. Is it the fresh hop volatile substance or just volatile?
It's just volatile. I don't think it's fresh hopped.
Ooh.
But it tastes fresh.
6.7 ABV and a 65 IBU.
Yeah. Yeah. This one, it's, oh, that's good.
It
says
says
exactly.
Berry, pine, and dank. Would you agree?
I get pine.
Yeah.
I get dank.
Okay.
I do not get berry, but my palate is not that sophisticated, so I'm never really getting, hints of juniper and whatever else is in a beer. It's sometimes I get it, usually not.
Ooh. But is it really hoppy though? That I think that dank part is really
It is. It is. It's intense.
All right,
man.
I'm glad you have that one and I don't.
What do you have?
I have a lot of beer. I got the Rogue double chocolate stout. Stout brewed with natural flavor. Ooh. It's a 9% ABV and a 60 IBU.
Nice.
Chocolate, and it came in a big bomber. I was at the grocery store and there wasn't a lot of selection. So I just grabbed something that was a little different. And I know I like stouts.
Nice. But, so what was your experience going to the grocery store like? I have not been.
It was fine. We've been going kind of later. Well, they're not open super late around here, but we've been going kind of later, so there isn't a lot of traffic around. But there's been decent amounts of everything. The toilet paper and paper towels are all gone as usual. But that is really dark.
Oh, nice. Is that one of those B cups?
It is. It's the stout one.
Hey. Yep. If you haven't heard us talk about the benefits of B cups before, they are plastic cups for beer, which is glorious because my nightmare is always dropping a glass. Yes. Hey, look at that.
I just have one of the boxes. I'm using the stout one right now, but they're all they have different shapes for the different types of beer.
Yeah. Ooh. Do you remember they have stout, IPA, Pilsner, Funk?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lager.
Yeah, that's it. Lager.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
Not Pilsner. Yep. Yep. So it's pretty cool. It's a nice way to not have a ton of beer glasses.
This is really dark. Can you see that? Ooh.
Yeah, it is very dark. You can't go wrong with Rogue. I'm a big fan for sure.
Mm-hmm. That's a super dark one. I'm going to have to be careful with that one today because we're doing a photo shoot for Bearskin later this afternoon. So
nice.
We've been trying to figure that out this week. That's our weird thing today.
Well, you'll be feeling it. You'll be ready for a photo shoot by the time we're done here, and by the time you're done with that beer.
Yeah, I'm not going to drink that whole bomber.
Speaking of beer, if you can support your local microbreweries, your brewers in your area or abroad that are trying to make it work, because like it is for everybody, it's hard for them too. They're small businesses, individuals that are trying to do something they're passionate about. So if you're able, support them. And a lot of them are delivering to home, right?
Yeah, we were just talking about that a little bit. A lot of the breweries here in Portland are either doing curbside pickup, or some are delivering within a certain, radius of where their brewery is at. So definitely check out some local breweries around you, or Google some or whatever.
Have you tried to do the home food delivery yet? Any of that?
Like any what is it?
Like, for example, we ordered from Red Robin a couple days ago because they were delivering.
Did you do DoorDash, or did you do something like that, or Uber, or?
I honestly don't know. My wife ordered it, and I thought it was like a direct thing. They had a really good deal, and we got like 4 meals for $20, which was
that's pretty good.
Yeah. And it's like they leave it at your door or something like that. And I happened to be walking past the doors. The guy showed up. And so we did this awkward shuffle as to how exactly you're supposed to handle the passing off of the food or putting it down or what that is. So I don't know what the process is for that. That was the first time that we did it. So like, do they put it down? You leave it out there? How does this work? I still not quite clear.
Yeah, maybe just set it down. I think you should wear a glove or wipe off the handle at least where the bag is. But yeah, we haven't done any ordering of any food. We've been really trying to stick to, cooking all the food that we got. So it's weird. It was a little weird, like putting down a big chunk of change for groceries, because we don't, we don't do a lot of cooking from home, but I'm not going out for lunch every day. Going to Starbucks in the morning, so we're still saving money, even though we're putting down a big chunk on groceries.
Yeah.
Every week.
Yeah. It's, we've been making all our meals at home, and there have been a couple times where it's been like, okay, got to do something else. So when I went on the last beer run to Von Ebert, they have a kitchen with to-go orders. And I actually went there just to get beer, but they also had these amazing chicken wings on their menu and couldn't pass it up. So got those, came back, and we ate them like savages. I mean, we just like tore them apart. It was insane. They were so good. It was the best food ever.
Yeah.
And so the Red Robin, it was kind of the same thing, but we're not doing a lot of that for sure. It's expensive. It's difficult, we're going to have to make a grocery store run soon. And that's becoming more and more fraught as they keep telling us, okay, different things. Here's how you stay distanced. Here's, now that they're recommending you wear a mask when you're going out.
Yeah.
So, it's
definitely weird.
Yeah.
It's definitely weird trying to do that while you're shopping and other people in the aisle, and you're like, okay, gotta stay back. And
there was a community pantry thing set up near where we live, and we were driving past. We went out, had to get out of the house, and went for a drive, and we're driving past, and I mean, it was just this huge long line, and people all together, kind of going through, and they're having to like pick out their stuff, and it was just like, man, it's tricky. It's tricky trying to structure all this stuff out in a way that keeps people distanced and gets them what they need is something that we just haven't been prepared for. And I think that kind of leads back into what we're really talking about here, which is you don't hold yourself or others to a specific standard while you're at home. I mean, you don't have to learn new things. You don't have to be on some kind of exercise regimen. We are right now just trying to survive, and it gets scarier and scarier every day, not knowing what's going to happen, seeing the numbers continue to increase. And that's just added pressure you're putting on yourself that you don't need to.
Yeah. I think everyone's got to find their own way, their own routines that work for them. I do recommend trying to find some kind of physical activity you can do some way, somehow. It definitely, I know, helps me with my mental health, things that are going on. I've been trying to make sure I'm going to go for a walk with Bucket today. And, even though it's kind of it's not raining at the moment, but it's kind of chilly out. But we're all able to keep 6 feet apart when we're going for a walk and
right.
doing my
You
little.
got to do what you're comfortable with.
Yeah, do what works for you and figure it out. Don't put pressure that you need to be like learning a language or
right.
plowing through books or work, getting all kinds of papers written or even if you're a student, I take some time and figure out what's working for you and don't worry about getting everything done. I saw a few funny tweets about apparently Shakespeare wrote King Lear during a quarantine of the plague. So there are people that are being a little crazy. And what was the other one? Isaac Newton. He worked from home. I don't know what he did during a pandemic. Isaac Newton had to work from home too. He used his time wisely.
There will absolutely be things that come out of this. I mean, like we said before, new projects, artwork. I mean, all of this kind of stuff that's going to come out of this that will be great. But if you don't have to spearhead that if you don't feel like that's your thing.
There's got to be people that want to consume that creativity in those art. Not everyone's going to produce or come up with something.
Right.
Have fun. Try to find a fun project that you like to work on. But if you don't, that's fine too. Plowing through West Wing again, which I'm doing. One of my favorite shows I can just binge because I've seen it all before, but can do that too.
Yeah. I like that. Speaking of binging, that kind of leads into the our thing this week.
Okay.
Do you have a thing?
I mean, I kind of talked about a little bit. We're doing a photo shoot for a new pair of bearskin underwear that's coming out. I guess I do have one right here. This is a new tropical. What did we call it? I forgot. It's a tropical print. So
I like
we've
it.
been trying to figure out how to do a photo shoot when we can't use a model, can't really go anywhere. So we're coming up with some stuff. So those should be
awesome.
They're probably out already when you're hearing this because it's coming out. I'm excited about that. It's something fun.
Very cool.
And treat yourself to some fun underwear to be binging your shows or being productive in if you need to be.
You need to be comfortable. So there you go.
That's what the main point is.
Absolutely.
What about you, Bruce?
Oh, let's see. There are a lot of things, but I think the one that I'll pick for this week is CBS All Access is free for 60 days now. They start out as 30. And now it's 60. And so I decided to watch Picard.
I'm jealous.
The Star Trek show. And I binged it in 2 days. So you can tell how productive I'm being and that I blew through it. And it was great because I love The Next Generation. So
there's a lot of like cameos of people, right? From the like whatever.
From The Next Generation and from some other, other shows. Yeah.
Was
so
Whoopi in there?
Not yet. I read an article that said they're hoping next season.
Okay.
Because they renewed it for a second season.
Okay.
But I watched it and it was great. I loved it. I loved everything about it. It was a very different take on all of this. Okay. I think it's like the core of what makes Star Trek so good is there, but it was made for today's audience in a way that just really made sense and really resonated. Okay. And listen, the last episode, the finale of this season, if you watched it and did not cry, your heart is made of stone because
wow.
Okay. Oh man, it was so good. It was great. It was everything that I needed, and I didn't even know I needed it. So
it's free for 90 days now.
So it's free for 60. So they did 30 days after the season after the finale came out. They gave 30 days free for everyone, and I think as they realized that we're going to be home for a while, they added another month. So you can watch that. You can watch, is it Star Trek Discovery? And they've got a few other shows. Like I think they've got a Twilight Zone remake. Okay. That's that Jordan Peele hosts. Some other things like that. So there are things there to watch. I haven't gotten into any. Well, I've gotten into Discovery a little bit, but before this, and so it was great. highly recommend Picard, and I highly recommend binging some shows while you're stuck at home.
There's lots of good stuff out there.
Definitely.
All right. Well, make sure you're subscribing to all of our social media at Heavy Convo. You can follow along with all of our beers that we're drinking on Untapped, and send us some recommendation of some beer that we can possibly try, or beer that you're enjoying during the quarantine. Share our episode with all of your friends, because everyone needs something to listen to, something to do, so might as well be listening to us.
Yes, absolutely.
And that's about it.
All right. Well, Jody, stay safe. Good to see you again.
Thank you, Bruce.
All right. Until next time.
Bye, everyone.
Thanks for listening to Heavy Conversation. Be sure to like and subscribe on iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts.